alien ambassador warns the galaxy, don't start a war with humans. The chamber of the Galactic Concord burned bright with color and sound. Representatives of 100 species filled the circular hall, their voices clashing in a storm of demands, fears, and accusations. At the center of the storm stood the newest threat, humanity. They had arrived on the edge of known space, explorers turned settlers, colonists turned traders. To some, they were potential allies. To others, they were invaders. And to many, they were simply an enigma, a young species from a brutal world, with a history of endless wars behind them. The Concord could not agree. And so they turned to Ambassador Threx of the Vayari, a species old enough to remember empires that had risen and fallen like tides. Threx stood slowly, his long mantle flowing like liquid silver, his voice amplified by the chamber's resonators. "You ask if we should go to war with the humans," he said. "I rise to tell you why that would be your final mistake. The first warning, the world that forged them." Threx spread his claws, summoning a projection of Earth. Blue oceans, white storms, green landmasses spinning in the void. Look upon their cradle. Do you see paradise? Do you see gentle nurture? The projection zoomed in, storms tearing across continents, volcanoes spilling fire, predators chasing prey. No. You see violence, layered upon violence. Storms that could flatten cities. Beasts with teeth longer than a soldier's blade. Diseases that burn through flesh and mind alike. This is where humanity was born. Every day, they survived trial by death. For 1,000,000 years, their only teachers were disaster and hunger. Threx's voice deepened. You think war will frighten them? War is their oldest companion. They are the children of catastrophe. The second warning, the endless wars of their past. The projection shifted again, humans in armor, wielding swords, muskets, rifles, drones. Scenes of battle across centuries. Some among you believe their history of violence is a weakness, that it makes them crude, fractured, unable to unite. You are wrong. Threx's mantle rippled, a shiver of dread echoing across the hall. I have read their records. In the time it takes for one of our dynasties to rise and fall, humans will have fought 100 wars, toppled kings, reshaped borders, and yet somehow endured. Every generation, they have learned new ways to kill and new ways to rebuild. Their violence is not chaos. It is adaptation. The chamber was silent now, even the fiercest hawks lowering their eyes. The third warning, the stories we do not tell. Threx leaned heavily on the railing, his tone grim. There are stories whispered at the edge of the maps. Pirate fleets that vanished after raiding a human convoy. Colonies saved not by soldiers, but by farmers who fought with tools until the invaders drowned in their blood. Raiders who laughed at pets until those pets tore them limb from limb defending their humans. He fixed the chamber with a steady gaze. These are not myths. They are warnings. Wherever humans go, legends follow. And legends are born from truth. The final warning, what they truly fight for. The projection faded. Threx's voice softened, but carried more weight than ever. Many of you misunderstand humans. You think they fight for conquest, for empire, for glory. No. That is our mistake. Humans fight for each other. He paused, letting the words echo. I have seen it with my own eyes. A human child struck by accident in a marketplace, and within heartbeats, every adult nearby became a weapon, willing to die for that one fragile life. A mate harmed, and suddenly their partner is willing to burn cities to ash. They are dangerous not because they love war, but because they love each other beyond reason. Harm one, and you make an enemy of all. Threx straightened, his mantle flowing like a storm. You could burn their worlds, slaughter their armies, poison their skies. And still, the survivors would crawl through the ruins to strike back. Because nothing in this universe is more dangerous than a human with nothing left to lose. The decision. The chamber was silent. No delegate moved, no voice rose. The thought of it, the thought of waging war against creatures born of death, creatures who turned survival into an art, froze them all. Threx gave the final words. So I say to you, do not start a war with humans. Trade with them. Learn from them. Fear them if you must. But never ever make them your enemy. For if you do, it will not be your soldiers who pay. It will be your children, your cities, your stars. His gaze swept the chamber like a blade. Mark my words. To war with humans is to sign your own epitaph. With that, the ambassador stepped down. And in the silence he left behind, the galaxy made its choice. They would not go to war. Not today. Not ever, if they were wise. For the legends of humanity were already spreading like fire, and every spark was enough to burn an empire to ash.